Okay, Almaden Valley, we're talking about the local market, how it's different than San Jose and Santa Clara County. You gotta stay tuned to hear this info. Hi, I'm Theresa Wellman with HomeownerExperience.com. I live in Almaden Valley. I love Almaden Valley. And today we're talking about the Almaden Valley real estate market closed stats through October 2022. So the market has recovered. This is great news. You want to know what that looks like? Well, let's get into the data. So here's a Santa Clara County overview. I want to point this out just to give you perspective that the supply in Santa Clara County, yes, is higher than a year ago, but still relatively low compared to years of the past. The demand is decent, but definitely not as strong as the pandemic, about 3% off of 2019. And as you note, the rhythm of the market has slowed down and adjusted, partially fueled by interest rates, partially fueled by inventory. Interest rates has dropped the number of sales, and so instead of having more sales than inventory, we've shifted back to a normal market of more inventory than sales. So some sellers' homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer because they aren't updated, they aren't priced right. There's multiple reasons, but let's get into it for Almaden Valley. So here's the Almaden Valley chart. Sales were quite low in October, and if we go back several years, there's a couple years like 2018 where it was similar, but generally we were a little shy of sales in October, so not great news. The okay news is that supply has also drastically slowed down. We were really high on supply in September, and thankfully October we've seen that adjust to bring the market into a little bit more of a balance. And because of that, prices have rebalanced out a little bit. You see a huge jump up, but I think what's going on is the market is finally finding a balance for the current interest rates, and buyers have a little more confidence to move in. We all know Almaden Valley is a great place to live, to raise a family because of the schools. If you want a larger yard or like to be outdoors, it's one of the best places in San Jose for that. So those reasons still ring true. It's just about affordability. So let's look at the actual numbers. So the median price closed in October at $2.124 million for Almaden Valley. So that is a really strong number. I think Almaden Valley generally is worth around $2 million up to $2.5 in the nicer country club homes. Of course, there's some estates worth more than that, but that is the right range. You know, during the peak in the spring, we were hitting $2.5 to $3 million plus on a lot of properties, which just seems a little bit steep. So I think we're back at true value of the market, and I think that's what those charts are showing us as well. So buyers are paying just slightly under list price on average, and you can see the good news is we have almost 3% appreciation year over year. So Almaden Valley was trailing a little bit from San Jose and not seeing that year over year appreciation, but we have finally recovered that and seen that slight balance that I forecasted months ago to just see a really modest appreciation year over year for 2022. The good news is our days of inventory is still really healthy at 39. That's because our inventory has adjusted and our sales are still relatively strong, even though they were down quite a bit. So I went back and did some sales research. If you see for October 2019, we had 24 sales, and this year 21. 2018 was the same at 21, 2017, 24. So we're really on track for a normal October in Almaden Valley. It just feels so drastic because it's slowed down quite a bit from the pandemic a year ago. Inventory is down from the previous month, as we noted on the chart, but up a lot from last year, which has brought us to that more normal market. So let's get into the forecast. First, I want to talk about the momentum of the market. So something that you saw on that other chart is the yellow and green lines, during the pandemic were reversed, meaning we had more sales than we had homes available on the market at one time because we were just selling them so fast. We're back to a more normal market where the active homes, or the black line in this case, is actually higher than the sales happening. So trend reversed into Almaden Valley, not until June. We were a little behind. San Jose was in May, but we are starting to see a convergence of those lines again. So that's something we really got to watch, because as those lines get really close, that's when the overbidding starts again and the intensity in the market starts again. So even though the bars show a pretty modest market, we are, on track for what happened. Actually, we're higher than the October of 2019, right? But definitely slower than the pandemic years. And we're higher than October 2018 also. So a good, healthy market. Now, interest rates, as you know, are still increasing, and the federal funds rate is likely to continue to increase, but it is independent of the mortgage rates. And so how those are moving is going to be a little different. I have a lender I'm going to interview here in the next couple weeks who's going to discuss this a little bit more to develop your understanding. If you're looking to buy, it's important for you to understand that. You know, when the feds raised the federal funds rate 3/4 of a point again here in November, interest rates did not jump 3/4 of a point, but they did increase a little bit. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you want to stay informed with all of these great tips and education on the local real estate market. So buyers today are using a 5-year or 7-year adjustable rate mortgage in most cases to get in, because they anticipate that interest rates will probably settle in the next several years. And that's just making it more affordable for them right now to build some equity and to get into the property, because those 30-year interest rates are so high right now. Also, there's some negotiation going on between buyers and sellers to get some closing costs or points credits to buy down their interest rate to make it more affordable also. Did you know that buying down the rate from a seller's perspective is cheaper than doing a huge price reduction? So it's really something that sellers should consider and makes it way more attractive to buyers, because it really affects their monthly affordability. And that's what buyers are concerned with. So again, back to the market, here's my forecast. I do see sales will pick up in 2023. I know they will, because Almaden Valley is a place that families and buyers want to be. I know a lot of people who took a break as the prices got crazy in the spring and then interest rates went up, and they didn't have to buy right away. They're going to be buying this coming spring. I'm pretty sure of it. The supply is likely to increase again, but I think prices will continue to hold. I think we're going to have a pretty healthy, normal balance, a slight sellers or maybe neutral market. We're definitely not heading into that buyer's market momentum. Affordability is going to be our challenge. So again, keeping that mind about credits to buy down rates to make the affordability more attractive and the price reductions less painful for sellers is a really key factor going forward. So next, definitely watch the San Jose market update if you want a little bit more digging into what's going on with the general market, because Almaden is such a small slice of that. And if you're looking to buy in Almaden Valley, you might really appreciate my Almaden Valley schools map. You can download at the link here. Thanks for watching. Please comment below if you have further questions you'd like me to get back to you on.